if you push smiley or whatever you'd like. Yeah. Okay. Or whatever on the break. Yeah. And in the video that you also realized how important or pricing is and value-based pricing is. By the way, the guy from this consultancy firm is probably one of them of whom really makes a lot of money. Pricing knowledge is absolutely best paid right now because it's just the right or the direct effect on the profit. So, now it's time to talk about value capturing and about the rule of value in pricing, then we're switching to the estimation of the monetary value. And also time for doing some calculation. From of marketing, you do know that, let's say, the attractiveness of a marketing offer depends on the product and the features and the quality, also on the added values, services you do offering, and for sure the price your customer, your target group has to pay for that one. Pricing, marketing, you do see also, let's say, the influence of pricing. You're focusing now here on the direct channel. You all fundamentals of marketing. The objective is to put price on level the customer received value for services. And here, often the definition of what value-based pricing. It's effective or the way the pricing of a product is on the same level as perceived value of the customer. That you do not, let's say, mix up the concept of value with the willingness of to pay. The willingness to pay is depending how much of the perception of the customer of the delivered value. For example, it can be that you deliver a lot of value, but the target group does not, let's say, realize the amount of value you deliver, and willingness to pay is much lower than the value you deliver. And the objective here now is that you really make sure that your customer is how much value you are delivering. What's the or the correct on that one? We talk value is an abstract concept. Price is something concrete, it's a number. And so key task is really to make sure that you're able to calculate or translate value into money. Now, this is the approach we do have. We try, say, to split value first into different value parts, like the value of a product, the value through the additional service, value through the image. Sometimes this is the major aspect, or through the distribution, for example. That's the value. The cost the customer has to pay, that's sure the monetary cost, price quite typically. Sometimes he has also to invest time or effort, or even secret cost. Let's say These two aspects define the value. You know your fundamentals of marketing, how to calculate the monetary value on an easy example. I did the example on the toilet flush. Now it's time to, let's say, to repeat and to click on this example here. The task is you can be individually in the breakout session afterwards, but your task is you have to calculate the monetary value only of the electrical car over here. This car is in the market. The electricity costs for 100 kilometers are 5 Swiss francs. The maintenance costs per year are 500 Swiss francs. And for sure, less CO2 pollution and a range of 350 kilometers. And your task is to calculate the value for this target cost customer. Your target cost to drive 10,000 kilometers per year. It's in Zurich, where you have no taxes to pay for electrical cars. They used to keep their car for 10 years. He is environmental sensitive on this distance for home. Target account, your major competitors is Opel Astra for this price, consumption, traffic, traffic taxes, and maintenance costs. Now, think about to define the value, pricing, and that your main task calculate the monetary value. You do have, let's say, 10 minutes to do that. You can do it either by your own, or can do it in your groups. I put the your result. Please write it down in the chat, either personally or general. We will back in about to 15 minutes. I'll let you know. Any questions about?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Did you send us to groups? Because I can't see if we are assigned to a group or not.
Okay, I'll retry.
Mm-hmm.
Now more.
Yeah, I thank you. like different tools, whatever. So I don't get it.
Your audio will be switched from the main session to this breakout. Okay.
analyze the task. Okay, back. If you can hear me, please show me with the green. Okay. Who process they chosen to calculate the value product? Or tell us.
I have a question. Will you upload the solutions, because I at free to do it for work?
All the things, that's definitely. But you have to be able to do that. And really important, if you're not lucky, we're doing a second example later on also with the solution, but you do get the solution, that's for sure. Yeah. So have a look on the chat. Who is no there? What's the you're going to choose for answering the question? Yep.
We're going to calculate the yearly cost for, let's say, Polo for the car. What I did was did the initial payment of 30,000, and since you said that takes it for 10 years, so you divide it by 10. Initial price is 3,000. The assumption is 150 liters. The person price 10,000 kilometers is about 15,000. And they have to take into account the yearly traffic taxes and the in cost. You should total 20,000. Right?
Yeah.
And then the electric car, you do kilometers. Future electric francs, so we drive 10 a year, so you do 5 and 10K. And then like the maintenance cost is already a fixed cost, you don't need to do anything. And then
yeah, that's exactly the right approach you're choosing. Something whenever we have having such a task, just repetition. We are splitting. I'm not showing you the whole screen. I don't know why anymore. We're having a look at the which costs can we directly transfer to advantage can we directly transfer to the maintenance, the fuel, and things like that. and that we have all, and the calculation was exactly the way you described it. Thank you. And then you have also some advantage. We call them psychological values. Are not directly able to switch them into money. How the less CO2 pollution, how much money is this value for our target customer? We not here environmental sensitive, but we don't know how much money is able to pay for that. Now switch any more the slides. That's a pity. You have the slides by you. Here. Okay, so nothing. We just made a total cost of ownership calculation, often compared to offer two. That's the monetary value. On this example here, having more, let's say, generic look. The first we're doing is we're taking the reference value, let's say the price of our main competitors. Then in the positive the differentiation value, let's say less fuel consumption, things like that, minus the negative differentiation value. Our electrical car is using electricity we pay for, but here we do have also, let's say, the fear that you're running out of electricity. Here on the positive side, we do have, let's say, the good feeling to do something for the environment, and then that's the total economic value. This values have, as already mentioned, and just as a reminder, the monetary value and psychological value. So that's what we're doing, and we talk about the economic value calculation. But start with the psychological value. You has a Red Bull for you.
Yeah. Going to do the calculation with the numbers for the now.
If you'd like to help me,
the thing had as a task. Nobody could hear the solution of Serge. Well, and Serafin couldn't neither, as I can read, because the sound was very bad. So I don't know how to calculate it.
Okay, Serge, could you help me? We try together to put on the. Do you see the whiteboard right now?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. You started saying you're going to help me. You started the thing with the reference value of the other car of the Opel Astra, the 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Then maintenance cost of Opel Astra, 1,500 per year, and in 10 years it's 15,000.
Yeah, right.
Because I have the print out, to be honest. It's just by head all the things I'm telling you. Then the tax cost for the Opel Astra is 500 Swiss francs per year. For the whole life, this 10 years is 5,000 Swiss francs. And the fuel cost, sorry about that one, you needing 200 liters, is right, per year?
I calculate that. I calculate it per. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
8 liter multiplied by 150 per liter multiplied 10 means 3,000 Swiss francs.
So you're writing something at the moment?
Right, nothing to write. Do you see 1,000?
Yeah.
Fuel cost. Sorry about that one. I'm not able to correct over here.
What? Ah, okay. No, it's gone.
That's this. It's 200 liters per year. By Swiss francs per liter, multiplied by 10 for the 10-year consumption. This 3,000. If you're taking the sum, so the total cost of ownership of the Opel Astra is 30,000, 45, 50, something like that.
Liter.
Calculate. It should be written how many liters it's using. Kilometer, right? 500 kilometer.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And 8,000 kilometers per year. Correctly, Serge. Perfect.
So just quick explain how you calculated this 200 liters, because I didn't get it.
If we have the screen, sorry, thanks one. If you are using 5 liters per 100 kilometer, right?
Right. And then you 10,000.
Yeah. So to cut that one. Did you got it?
But maybe it's just me. I don't know.
My friend can help you out in the break. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a simple calculation.
Yeah. Okay. I will look at it.
Why don't you show it then?
I'm not able to go back to the slide, to be honest.
On Teams, guys.
I got that one. Calculate. Hey, easy calculation.
Was ist denn da los, ey?
Hopefully I'm out again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Green like your desktop.
Picture isn't enough.
It's amazing.
But it's not the idea that we're sharing.
Ja, das spart schneller.
Oh, no, over here, maybe that's an opportunity. Yeah. How do you see the whiteboard again?
Yeah.
Okay. As we're back in a way. So.
It's a real application, this WebEx thing.
Yeah, it's crap. We should change it. Really, it's not practical at all.
What's the background of your judgment? Mm-hmm.
I will be happy that I think Michelle said that as well. She can add her points, but it doesn't work nice. We can see it now. We're not even able to see how you write the calculation down. It always fills the screen when I'm trying to take notes, then when you move your window, it switches into full screen, and I cannot do my notes anymore. It's just unpraktisch. Völlig.
And you already used next training.
We are WebEx, but not like exactly same tool.
You
Great.
used the WebEx meeting. That's
exactly.
for
But
sure.
this one
Yeah.
we didn't use. Yeah.
And that worked perfectly. Microsoft Teams or WebEx normal, I don't know. Well,
Now I'm asking you that kind of question. Here, it's extremely important to know if you to launch a new product that maybe hopefully has new additional features. In thing for your accounts or your target account, it's always a disadvantage because they're not used to that product. So really, that's the most important thing. Launching new products, you have to overcome this piece of pity, this period where you only feel the disadvantage. Just making the comparison with the MEDEX meeting. The MEDEX meeting, I absolutely agree. It's much more simple to in all these things. But this meeting, you don't have the opportunity to go to breakout session, right?
not needed. You can say, okay, let's pause for 10 minutes and put yourselves in groups.
You don't know if you're doing something. That's a workaround. I agree about that one, by the way.
Let's try to make the best out of it.
But it's really just try to use also the feeling how a customer is offering a new software, by the way. That's quite a lot of you going to work for as a market here. You introduce a new software, maybe your product is not that good. Maybe you as a teacher are not doing a great job. That's absolutely possible. No doubt.
That's right. It's just like I don't feel stressed by this, but it's okay. I think I will manage it, as others will do too.
Thank you. And try the second one next time. And if they're not working, we're going back to either Microsoft Teams or meeting, right? Okay, so calculation. That's the point we have. We do 53,000 for the total cost of ownership of the Opel Ampera. And now we have to calculate the total cost of ownership of the electrical car. We know that the electricity costs per year are 500 Swiss francs. My 10 years, obviously, it's 50,000. And then you have also maintenance costs for electric car, which is 5,000. Or then price, that's the X, that's what we're looking for. So that's the value. If you only calculate it, the monetary value, it's 53,000 minus 5,000, 8 minus 5,000, 43. It's about 40,000 Swiss francs. Such a car could cost. Using.
I'm wondering too. What?
Not on the port, but with the 53,000, and now we are reducing it over here.
Any
Do you see port still?
yeah.
And the right side, on the left side, you do see how we do get to 53,000, right?
Yeah.
And we do have the let's say the cost, the use of the electrical car. It's, as we already mentioned, is the cost for the electricity, and the maintenance cost is 5,000, and 5,000 maintenance cost.
Mhm.
And now we are taking the cost of ownership of the Astra minus 5,000 minus 5,000. It's the 3,000. That's value. And now we think about how we calculate or how money this customer, his target account, is able or willing to pay for, let's say, the advantage, and much is it going to minimize the price, the value for disadvantages. For example, environment versus the risk not to be able to drive long distance or something like that. And now we are on the side. With time to make a bet. That's the best thing, because it's going to switching the screen over here. To make a break, and then we're back at 3:20. Psychological value. Okay.
So,
Yeah, sure.
the gas price really correct
Uh,
for the target customer? It pays 5 liters for 100 kilometers, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Then 150 for each liter. Means that 100 kilometer costs 750, right?
Yeah. Right.
And for 10,000 kilometers, which you have to
Yeah.
multiply. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. That's going to correct that one.
I think 7,500 if I'm
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where we do have here.
Was nice.
Doing all quiet. And now we have a picture. I hadn't had the picture and I haven't had the print out.
Right.
With around 1,000 kilometers. 100 are costs per liter. and 100 kilometers are 7. Just multiplied this.
Und man jetzt einfach
Ja.
mal 100 und das sind
Ja.
so 5.
Ja, absolut. Ja. Also, ich muss es jetzt relativ klar zu machen.
Und noch dort die Single-Kosten dazu und dann rechnen wir noch den Gesamtpreis durch die 10 Jahre und dann haben wir die jährlichen.
Mhm. Ja, aber nicht jährlich, wir brauchen den Gesamt.
Ja, dann rechnen wir einfach plus 30.000.
Ja, genau. Da ist
Mal 10. Ja. Also,
das einigermaßen darstellen. Anschrift, 67. Ja.
und
Mhm.
der Betrag am Schluss aus, was der Monetary Value ist, das sind ja die Kosten bis 10 Jahre.
Ich will den Monetary Value.
Okay. Was ist das kleinste Value? Soll das sein, jetzt auf Berechnung, oder?
Das sagen Sie, du siehst, unterscheiden, was können Sie direkt, was gehört zum Psychological Value dazu, und was ist und was sind Elemente vom Monetary. Und dann rechnen Sie den Wert vom Monetary Value und noch den Wert vom Psychological One.
Das haben wir noch nicht gemacht, oder?
Nein, da sind wir unterbrochen worden, da wäre genau nachher da mit der Wettbewerb gewesen. Ja.
Ja.
Das sind jetzt noch nicht, dass wir die Kollegen wieder verwirrt damit. So please again use the green one. Perfect. Meantime, we achieved, let's say, the whiteboard with the results. You before we realized that we had a calculation error in the fuel consumption. The fuel consumption, the cost of the Opel Astra is 750 Swiss francs per year, and for 10 years is 7,500. The total cost of ownership of the Astra is 57,500 Swiss francs. Then we have the cost for the use of electrical cars is 10,000. Means the monetary value for the electrical car is 47,000. The process and so the thing you're doing is you're splitting the values between monetary value. In monetary value values, you're able to transfer in direct Swiss francs, and to so-called psychological values we're using a special technique switch. And to the special technique is my question: how much value has a Red Bull for you? Probably nobody is really able to tell or to say a concrete number. If this question you get eerie, let's say, political answer, because we know if a sales guy is asking this question and we tell him 250, by coincidence the price will be 250. If we tell him 320, by coincidence the price will be 320 or around 320. So we do really first thing is we human beings are not able to translate a value in Swiss franc in a currency. That's one thing, and they answer the question. They do give, say, political. So not asking directly for a value, price of a value. You're going to, let's say, to give use of different brands, different products, and asking how much more would you be able to or willing to pay for that compared to that one. That's the first approach to change psychological values into financial values. You have to read by yourself. For this technique, we use this quite common or the most common approach to translate this value, psychological value, to money. It's so-called conjoint analysis. Has explanation. We use again our if you already heard it, give a green sign. If not, give the Red Cross. Okay, Red Cross we do have, so it's not quite surprising. And that's the new aspect of the things we before had about the calculation of the monetary value. That's something you should know already. The conjoint analysis is something which is new concerning the concept. I give you a short introduction afterwards, but there's also a homework for you. You have an online program. I really recommend to go through this online program concerning conjoint analysis. Maybe it's also a part, let's say, of the exam. As a first introduction, conjoint analysis is really the concept behind this. We do, let's say, two alternative products, and these alternative products are quite typical based on, in this example, of a tablet computer, the brand, some technical features, and the price, and we make a comparison with another one. And asking our customer, which one would you prefer? And we do choose and give them another choose. Let's say some modification. Again, he tells us how would you pay for, and again and again. And on the end, the customer is almost not able to make a judgment. Because, okay, with this combination, I don't know if I prefer that one or I prefer that one. Based on these answers, we are able to calculate how much money is willing to pay, for example, for the Apple brand or for technical features, things like that. And a pretty part of this conjoint analysis, because based on that, that's the first time we are able to really say how, or translate how much our differentiation value is for the customer. Because if you remember all your marketing concepts in the spring semester you had, you learned how, let's say, to differentiate the product. Barbara really emphasized this product at this point. I know that one. And it's important to know, is this differentiation point really something worth for the customer? And this technique, you're able to transfer it. And absolutely, let's say, the best thing, marketing people, based on that one, they're able to build the price, but also to build the marketing communication, for example. But if I don't know, for my customer, let's say, the speed, the 5G is really not important. My product do contain this technical feature, then it doesn't make sense to emphasize, hey, we're the only one offering 5G. Because before, people are not willing to pay something for it, so it's not a reason why they're buying my product. That's the reason why I'm so a fan of this value-based pricing. One, and the second thing is why it's so important, not only for the pricing, but for everything. I probably remember, and you had the guest speech from Syngenta also in the last year. And sure, from that one, and out this driver. Because without such marketing techniques, we're just not able to say which one are then really important for customers. So, concerning the logical value, task is really to go through the online tutorial. You will learn how to calculate value value. That's a pretty complex calculation. Personally, I'm not able to do it either by myself, and it's typically doing a software package, almost with acceptation of, let's say, mathematician. Almost nobody is doing that by her or himself. But important to know the concept. Not the concept, maybe it makes sense to get a conjoint analysis to a special market survey company doing this kind of approaches. Okay, this which you have to do yourself is the estimation of the monetary value. You have already had a simple example as a repetition on the car. Now it's getting a bit more complex. That one. That's coincident that we're still in the car business. Haven't really realized that one. Have a look on this situation here. That's here, let's say, a value proposition of this product. That typically, as you learned it, how to do it, as you learn how to communicate in the morning, in the of Joachim. The question is really how could we quantify these benefits. If we approach again, first we think about which, let's say, cost saving this could offer to your accounts and additional revenues could this new product offers to your accounts. So quite typical also in our example here, you have decreased material cost, have a reduction in product failure cost, maybe you have more speed and things like that. That's the typical revenue part. And our new product in the B2B environment quite typical helps our customer to make more revenue. The example here. To do this calculation, make sure you do not forget that the value of your depends on the target group, on your target account. That's key. It's obvious, but we do quite often forget. In day-to-day life, we probably do not get a special price for a car, for an electrical car living in the canton Zurich, compared to the selling price in the canton in Solothurn or wherever you're living. But it's important that you realize the value of the product depends on the example of the electrical car, really depends where it's living. And just make sure you let's say, you realize the value of your product is depending on your product features, that's for sure, but also and mainly on the target group. Then, step is the feature benefit. Here is the feature of our product, and the benefit, that's the thing we always talking about. How benefits our product are offering, or which kind of product which kind of benefits our products are offering. And we have the strong bonding code, but this feature is not diverse, but only one code is necessary. That's really money verse. And the last step we're going to do is we're calculating the benefit, the abstract benefit with formula. That's our job to invent this formula, and we're using that one. So, concerning the process, value driver in mind, take the feature of our product, translating into potential benefits, and for each benefit, we defined a formula how to calculate it. Together, in position, that's the monetary value. And a bit more concrete on an example. Again, a small example. Calculate the value of this new O-rings. O-rings is probably a pretty boring product. I don't know if you can, if you do have. I'm sure you do have already experience as a customer visit, especially if they're not working. But it's a business-to-business product with a lot of potential. So look, and your job is calculate the value in use of this new product. Either along, when we go, I'm also putting your group breakout session back. You can also do it in your breakout session. But this in say 10-15 minutes, you have the value in use of this product in the chart. Okay, then do it. If you do have individual questions in the group or group questions, just let me know. This is the interpretation of this calculation. If you have, let's say, this customer insight, realizing the cost of the product, let's say the equipment cost for the maintenance for the bridge is, to be honest, in this area is the number of maintenance cycle you do have. And that's the customer insight. So engineers, information is gold worth. Because now independent material costs to get a better, let's say, doesn't matter, to be honest, when are available to increase or to decrease the number of maintenance cycles used. And this really insight, based on this insight, you're generating a product and you're doing the price. What the views? Now I have to open the use is not equal to the price. Because you go to this company and tell him, look, our new product costs, say, $35. For the existing one, you're paying only $5. Yes, you know that. You will not succeed. And reasons. The first is has a, let's say, we call it reference value. They do guess how much such a product is worth, or the costs are something like this. They get used, and if they are used to pay $5 for this product, it's pretty hard to get, let's say, 7 and a higher price or more or less the equal product on the first look. Something we will have a deep look into in 2 weeks next time. Then that's one thing why we do not get that money. The second thing is if you would charge $35 and be available, let's say, to make this calculation to this account, fit to switch. Now, the idea is how, let's say, compared to the $5, and value would be 35, how we do split this $30 savings. And typically, by the way, in business to business, we do split the value half by half. Even if you keep more than 80% of the value, you're probably not really successful. You know, this special experience, and give somebody money, and up to you to share or not, things like that. This prison example, we know it also from real life examples. If he more than 80%, no. In most cases, no way. If offering him, let's say, more than 80%, it's like a bit, let's say, unserious. The customer do prefer, based on empirical research, like a split factor between 30 to 70%. But to split, that's the bargaining part of the thing. The reason we never get, it probably never gets $35 for that product. That's an important point. We have to make sure that our customer is pricing versus are. Especially if you have to deal with the purchasing department, they will only look on the cost of a product. They cut one product with the other one, and compare their equipment cost or their cost, they don't have a look on the total cost of ownership. And actually our task to make sure that they realize how much our products are worth for them. It's our job to do that. So we have to show him this calculation, and we do have this insight to make sure he's really realizing what he's getting. That's most important. That's the reason why, for me, you do remember the question I asked you in the beginning. The reason why I really think pricing is the most interesting marketing instrument. If you do the price based on the customer value, you have to get a lot of insights from the customer in close cooperation with him, and based on this insight, you're transferring it to the ownership analysis. Insights and also, let's say, cooperation with business company also from the machining industry. And then we heard here, we are under price pressure, by the way. And customers, they do only compare how much they pay for our product. They don't care about total cost of ownership. And then hearing that argument, by the way, my question is always, let me see your calculation for the offers. And when you have, let's say, products and that, then you have other, sorry for that one, you do other points, and you do have total what our product costs, and as example, with both letters, what the price is, but our quite typically never contain total cost of ownership analysis compared to the competitor's product, and quite typical not even have, let's say, which benefits our product offering compared to the other ones. So we're just talking about price, and then we are complaining that our customers only negotiate about price. So here of the whole stuff is before about the negotiation of the price of the product, we're seeing to the, let's say, to the total cost of ownership discussion, and based on that, on the end, we do discuss about the concrete price. We start our calculation over here. We had a lot of discussion how to get the monetary value. An example over here, which is already more complex, I'm coming to that. So that means if we do have the customer inside, it's pretty easy to calculate. But don't be afraid of the calculation. Marketing people quite often tell me, oh look, I've chosen marketing as a topic because I don't like numbers or calculation. The calculation is not an issue. In this, the calculations are quite easy. It is how the customer insights to do such calculations. That we will talk later on next week. An insight on the Bachelor example. We really built or got all the insights for such a calculation, getting the insight as a base for the value estimation. value estimation and value calculation is not as it typically sounds like. It's understanding the customer's needs, the process, getting the insights, and transfer it into number. Now it'd be great to see you on your camera. And if you, I don't ask you the same question as in the beginning, but if you have, let's say, the approach according to pricing is much more interesting as sounds like. Just on the end of the first part, talked about cost calculation plus something like that. It's not, sorry about that one, it's not necessary, but it's my task. It's not about cost calculation of products after calculations and things like that, which are absolutely necessary. It's not the key. Really understanding customer and translating. I'm really, it's almost a hobby in the job to do things like that, and that's the reason I do everything to try to get your acceptance for at least the concept. In that it's probably still not the most favorite instruments. Concerning our next step, if we have a look again on the on our program, is price differentiation. And price differentiation is something quite, some of you already had this in the fundamentals, and we expect that you do get this knowledge by yourself. But on the preparation work, if you don't have the necessary books, let me know. We do find a way that you do get the pages. My issue as well, by the way, is that my books are not here in my office. They are somewhere in the library or at the office in Alton. But we do see do find a way that you do get the, let's say, the information how to acquire this knowledge, this basic knowledge by your own. But sure. Really done. Sorry? Please make sure that look on the preparation work, because it doesn't make sense, because in the beginning we had the discussion, sorry to be a bit rude with you about the calculation of the car, because that's something I just expected you pass, which should be easy for you. So stop right now. Please use till we see us next time when till so you do 2 weeks time. Please make sure that you did the preparation work. If you do have questions concerning, let's say, the pricing basics, let me know. Send me an email. We can do all Microsoft Teams talks, no problem. Wex meeting talks, that's no issue at all. But really make your preparation so basic for going deeper into the price setting. I hope you understand me. Content, so in English we don't talk about. You have right now, or even more,
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, where would you base the importance of price based on costs? Like, where the importance there from 1 to 10 if the relation of your price focus on customer perception is at 10, what would be your something that of importance concerning the cost?
Oh,
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Because I think it's good to say it's not right to build the price based on the costs, but okay, do as much analysis as you like about the customer perception and stuff, but if it doesn't cover your costs, you can Waschladen zumachen, oder?
I totally agree. You have two ways to go bankrupt. Laden zumachen. If you're selling our products, our total costs, sooner or later, we're our market totally. But that's sure. Always try to reinvent new aspects. Let's say that on the short period, yes, we're able to sell our total cost. But on the long term, it's a given. I absolutely agree. But if costs are higher, the value, because our price is higher as the value of our product, by buying a product from us. You see, my recommendation to for you is switch around. Sorry for that one. If you have the first, which factors are influencing price. We start over here. We start with the customer value calculation. Then we have also to consider what are the competitors' price. On our example, if our competitors, an electric car competitor, is going for a lower price, our value is going to be deeper. That's for sure. Starting on the customer value calculation, have a look on the competitor side, and for sure having our marketing strategy in mind. It's really depending. If you, let's say, if you do have the price window and the marketing strategy, we're deciding how much value you're shifting to the customer and how much, let's say, value we're keeping for ourselves. Then that's an absolutely key. Completely agree. Before to sell, we have to consult. Analyzing our market price is below our actual costs. We do have this issue, and if it's the calculation right before, it's going to increase the price. We're not selling any more any products. If below cost, so our only approach is we have to reduce our costs. Analyzing this situation, as you mentioned, then really the key that we have to talk about costing. We have to find if we to achieve this target costing. In a way, that we have no business case, then we have to just to skip the business. I thought, do you agree with me?
I do.
Thank you. Target costing is absolutely important important. But like an actual example. In the critical area, we Roche, for example, try everything to move to the customer perceived value. Heard or see some articles a couple months ago. Right now, we do have other topics to talk about. But a couple months ago, the Roche CEO almost in each interview mentioned our new treatment for cancer, for example. We really would not like the idea to sell the drugs. We would better sell or get the price for the cured patient. If just, let's say, and there are some examples, if you do invent a new pill during an illness, and if you do charge $50,000 for this pill, doesn't make sense for everyone, because just one pill couldn't cost 50,000 francs. That's from malaria, not malaria, from hepatitis, by the way. It was invented a couple of years ago and started to sell 2 pills. The whole treatment was done by 2 pills and sold for $50,000 Swiss francs and dollars as well. And now, if you choose from, tell us how much the actual treatment of a patient costs, and think that as a base, and then only to pay for the patients which are really cured. That's actually the number or philosophy of perceived value pricing. You take, by the way, if your treatment doesn't work, they have to pay anything. That's fact as well. And going in this direction. So, please, that's I'm saying more than just one part. But if you have to decide to take one thing with you, or one thing, so in this case, please make sure that you forget the approach that you start the pricing with here. Cost something, it's something, but this process is not starting with the cost. It's starting with the customer value, and we have to adapt our costs to the customer value. Okay. More remarks on your side, excuse me.
Good, thanks.
It's been finalized, and let me make a personal we started really struggling with the WebEx training. Was in the last part. At least I didn't realize it. I think almost just work on the content. The green one, if you don't agree that after the last break, we focused on the content, not on the technique. If you don't agree, then the next one. Please feedback and try typically for a new product. And that's the value. And that's the thing. On the beginning, everybody, including me, by the way, I was absolutely angry, below, and then even go deeper, and then suddenly getting used to it, we started to from that one. The reason reason why I would like to, let's say, give next training also the next time when we meet us a next opportunity. Addition, either to go back to WebEx meeting or to Zoom or whatever. I don't care personally, but to profit now from them. Thanks for your participation, for your willingness to go through the frustration. That's frustrating, by the way, down here. I really know that. It was funny to hear your comments. Absolutely okay, by the way. So thank you for going through this frustration. I'm looking forward to hear you in a couple of minutes in the Microsoft meeting or your evening. Take a break right now, go outside, and we will see and hear us later on. Bye.